Let's talk about Torrhen Stark, the king who knelt. He went from being king in the north to just Lord of Winterfell, protector, warden of the north. But what if he hadn't bent the knee? What would have happened? Did the Starks and the north in general stand much of a chance? The answer, yes and no. There was one opportunity to strike at the Targaryens and specifically at their dragons. I was just going over this last night because I'm making some notes for a History of House Stark video that I'm working on. When the conquest happened and you saw the different areas of Westeros fighting to, keep their kingdoms independent, the North is seeing all this happen. They're hearing reports, and Torrhen leads his men south. He's like, we're going to put up a fight. And a lot of his bannermen were encouraging him, saying, we're going to prove that, Northerners are tough. We're going to prevail. And so Torrhen marches south into the Riverlands to the River Trident. And that's where the Targaryens have got their camp set up. The problem for Torrhen is he has around 30,000 men. The Targaryens have around 45,000. And they've got dragons. Torrhen's illegitimate brother, Brandon Snow, says, I've got an idea. I'll swim across the river in the middle of the night and I will personally slay their dragons. That was the only way they were going to win because they didn't have the numbers and they couldn't put up much of a fight against dragons. So Torrhen realises he only has one option, bend the knee. Some of his men were like, why don't we fall back? Why don't we go back to Moat Cailin? They'll never be able to get past there. We can, batten down the hatches. Had they done that, had they retreated from the Riverlands further into the north and, as the weather is turning, that could possibly have affected the dragons. We are told that Jace's dragon, Vermax, didn't like the cold at Winterfell. It made them grumpy and cranky. So we know dragons, first of all, they are a heat source. They emit heat and flame and smoke, and they love to hover around the dragon mont. So they don't love the cold per se. Had this battle taken place in the north, especially during like a winter blizzard, that could impact the dragons. But I still think overall they would have prevailed. Torrhen admits, look, brother, thank you for the plan, but it's a fool's errand. You will not make it across and someone will spot you, or what if one of the dragons wakes up? It's a bad idea. If they catch the Northmen sneaking in, trying to sabotage the dragons, just imagine the revenge that the Targaryens will then inflict upon the North as punishment. Torrhen was not going to take that risk for the Northerners fighting with him and for the people back home. So he crosses the river, goes to the Targaryens and bends the knee, and he rises as Lord of Winterfell. Everyone picks up their stuff, everyone goes home, the Targaryens head south, but it had to bother Torrhen. It had to plague him late at night. What if he had just sent his brother? Maybe he could have pulled it off. Who knows? I mean, they built an inn called the Inn of the Kneeling Man right beside where this all happened. That had to be pretty humiliating. Torrhen is looked at as the king who gave in, the king who knelt, the king who gave up. And it's not always seen as a good thing. But real talk, he's the saviour of the North, because if he hadn't done what he did, the North would have come under attack from the dragons. We'd seen the Targaryens, they've already done that with other places. So Torrhen goes home, he's now just Lord. He's not thrilled, and he doesn't love the fact that his daughter is then going to be married to the new Lord of the Vale. That was something that Rhaenys Targaryen had arranged, and it took a lot of negotiation because Torrhen was just not happy about any of this. He was pretty pissed off. Funnily enough, it's actually Jaime Lannister who says, Torrhen Stark, what he did, it was wise, it was sensible. He saved his people, and there is honour in that. Torrhen put aside his own ego and his own feelings. He took one for the team in order for the North to survive. Many a house wound up extinguished when they fought against the Targaryens, and the North did not suffer that fate, all thanks to Torrhen.